Welcome to Whiskey Gaming, and this is my late review of the Dead Island House DLC. I played it on the Xbox Series X. It's also available on the Xbox One, PS4, PS5, and PC. So in the House DLC, you once again resume whichever character you were playing as. I was playing as Danny. And you find a weird little invitation, and you look at it, you trip out, and next thing you know, you're at some weird-ass mansion. As you begin to explore the mansion, it starts to get seriously culty. And you find a talking decapitated head, which you reattach to a body via some weird white goo. Yeah, I know how it sounds. And they send you on several missions around the mansion, and I gotta say, overall, I thought it was a fun story. It's absolutely weird and out there, but it fits with the overall vibe of Dead Island 2, which clearly never took itself too seriously. And they do some interesting things to kind of tie into it. I think just overall, I enjoyed the experience because it is kind of weird. But let's get into the audio, and the first thing I'm going to say about it is the music keeps up with the vibe of the game, and it fits with what's going on in the weird, creepy cult mansion. As for the sound effects, there wasn't really anything that was out of place. It all fit very well, and that goes for the voiceover work. I think the voiceover work for all the new characters and the whole new situation, it was all really good, and it made it work. As for the gameplay mechanics and whatnot, it's not really that different from anything else in the main game. They do add a crossbow, but that's about it. It's not a huge upgrade from what you've experienced previously. I did like a few things. They introduced these weird flesh walls, which you have to go rage mode to get through, and eventually you find these things that will help charge your rage mode. But mostly it's exploring the different trials and solving the puzzles. Not that they're anything super complicated, just a continuation from a gameplay standpoint, which is not a bad thing because I enjoyed the gameplay. As for the controls, same controls, nothing to address there. You want anything more, you can check out my original review of Dead Island 2. And then last but not least, the graphics and visuals. Same graphics, and I think that's totally okay. I have no complaints there because I think the graphics do a great job bringing the designs to life, and they do introduce new outfits for the zombies, I guess would be the best way to phrase it. Whole lot of latex going on. But it does fit with the vibe, and that's the best thing I can say, is because they introduce a whole new weird vibe with this cult and what's going on in the creepy cult mansion. But the outfits on the zombies, as silly as it is to talk about, really fit with the vibe. But on top of that, so do all the areas, which is weird, and each of the areas in this mansion are very unique, as well as the mansion itself. The design put into it is so fantastic, and it really does help tell the story. I was just really impressed with the new designs. They could have done something really lazy, but they didn't. They add a whole new area. It is basically reskins of the enemies, but they put in the same effort of the destroying of the articles of clothing, the limbs, the zombies themselves, the damage being dealt to them. They keep that up, and they add new character designs for them, so I was just really impressed with all that, putting that effort into the DLC. So to wrap this up, this didn't need to be a long thing. It was just for a DLC, and it's not a crazy long DLC, I will say that, but I enjoyed it. It was a good excuse to get back into Dead Island 2, and I felt like they put a good amount of effort into it to make it worth the purchase. So I gotta say, if you enjoyed Dead Island 2, I fully recommend the DLC. It's a lot of fun, it fits with the vibe in a weird way. It gets a little out there, but at the same time, it totally fits with Dead Island 2. If you haven't played Dead Island 2, I recommend it. I had a good time with it. Okay, in the comments down below, why don't you tell me who's your favorite character from Dead Island 2? And as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And if you like what I'm doing in general, share and subscribe. Have a good one.